Okay, so the base green is on. We've Sterling decided he wanted it camo, so seats are out, seat belts are back out. This is the base olive green, and then we're going to put all the camo colours on. So it's starting to look like something out of Mad Max, but I guess that's okay. Great, let's carry on. Okay, so the camos are on. Definitely looking more Mad Max now. I've got a little cover to go on the top, I've got a light bar to go back on, I've got some camo seat covers for the seats, and there you go. Okay, looking fun. So with the camo job finished, and the seats out and the seat belts out, it has given us access to the top of the engine. So while we're in this situation, it'd be silly not to do the piston and ring job. So we've got the kit, and now we're going to take the top of the engine off and change that barrel and piston, and cure the smoky problem. So that's our next job. Okay, so with the kit we get the cylinder, the piston, the ring set, exhaust gasket, cylinder gasket, head gasket, gudgeon pin springs, gudgeon pin, rocker cover seal, valve head seals, and the ear studs. So not bad really for $28. Quite impressed. It seems to be pretty good quality. So I'm going to mount the rings on the piston, and we'll get on with it. Okay, so this is a 3-groove piston system. So we have the top ring, which is slightly rounded on the top of on the edge of the ring itself. That's the compression ring. The middle ring is the oil scraping ring, and it's sharp, and the job of that is to scrape the excess oil off the cylinder. And then we have the spreader rings, or the bottom rings, and what this combination of rings are is your 2 outer rings, very thin, with the oil collector in the middle, and that collects oil from the sump as it's sprayed up, and it spreads it evenly around inside the cylinder to lubricate the cylinder. The cylinder bore itself, as you see, this is an iron core cylinder, which is nice, so it's not just aluminium against the piston. A lot of people think, oh, that should be nice and shiny and smooth. Well, no, not really. It should be smooth, but it should be have what's known as cross hatchings in there, or very, very fine scratches that collect the oil and hold the oil. And if you actually get your fingernail and rub it up inside the bore here, you'll feel that it's slightly rough, and that is so that it holds the oil better to the cylinder and creates a better lubrication. And then we've got the gasket for the cylinder, and then the head gasket, and we will be torquing down the head to the correct torque settings when we get to that. Okay, let's put the rings on the piston. Okay. So I've got the rings on, and as you see, they're a lot bigger than the piston itself. That's so that when they're on, they're all under compression and they make a good seal. And the gap in the ring, it's very important the position of those as well. This particular engine says set them at 90 degrees to each other, but there's 3 sets of rings, so I set them at 120 degrees. So we're going to hit one here, the other gap is going to be down here, and then the other gaps here. so that none of those gaps line up and allow a straight route for the gases or the oil. Okay, so that's the piston set up, ready to go. Now let's, another thing you want to make sure you do is put a lot of oil on here so that they're nicely oiled for when you put them on. Nice clean fresh oil. Okay, so to take the muffler off, we've got to take the springs off first. Easiest way is to get yourself a piece of rope, just hook it through the spring and back, and then you just pull the rope and the spring just pops straight off. Same for the bottom one. Trying to grab the spring with pliers or anything like that, it's a pain, so just pop it off like that. Now we undo this one bolt and the muffler will come off. Okay, so I'm going to take the magneto cover off again, so that we can see the flywheel, and so we can set it to top dead centre. Under here. Okay, Sterling's just disconnecting the battery. When you disconnect a battery, always disconnect the negative terminal first. That way, if you should touch the frame with your tool, you're not going to make any sort of circuit. Whereas if you're taking the live off and you touch the frame with your screwdriver or spanner, then you're going to create a problem. So negative off first, and then we'll take the positive off, and then we can get that battery out of there, give us more space. Okay, so you want to get that, just slacken that off of there a little bit more. That's enough. Is this loose? Okay. Now we're getting in. Slacken these off. Can you get on that one? That's it. I've already slackened it off a bit earlier. Put the nuts. Put the nuts in the tray. Can we get this off?
We need to undo this.
Yeah, go for there. Myself. I remember it was tight going on. Okay.
Oh, can't go quite straight out.
Okay, get that other screw out there. One. I'll put my hand in here. Okay, come on, take it up. Okay, that's out. That's out. Take the gun away. Okay, I've got the screw. Okay. Now this. Not yet, not yet. Let's see if we can get this cover off. Anything else holding that? That's a little clip, I think. There you go. Oh, we got that off. Okay, let's take that rocker cover off. Let me put a tray under it first. Okay, I've got an oil tray under, so don't tip that over. Okay, let's take that rocker cover off. So it's these 4 screws, that's it. That's it, and then hand them to me one at a time. Should be 4 of those. There you go. You've got to snap these a bit. So. That's it. That's it. I've got it. Okay.
Do we just take it off?
May have to tap it.
Yeah. Do you want me to take the spark plug out?
Yes, please. Pull the cover off. The plug cover off.
This?
The orange. Yeah, pull that off. There you go. And then with a little mallet, we'll just give this a little knock. Okay, and that's off. Okay, rocker cover off. Oh, gasket's really bad. That's just good. We got a new one. Okay, so Sterling's taking the exhaust manifold off. So the exhaust manifold has these acorn nuts. They're called acorn nuts because the end looks a bit like an acorn. And the reason for using this type of nut over a normal nut is because that exhaust manifold studs will get very hot and they will corrode very easy and rust, and they get covered in dirt, and then they're very, very difficult to get off. So by having a nut like this, it covers the stud, or the exposing part of the stud, and therefore makes them easier to get off later on in life. Okay, let's get that cam cover off.
This?
Yep, hit it. Yep, give me that nut. You get the, or I'll get the washer. So they've got a nut and a washer on them. You got that? Give me the nut.
Nut and washer.
Okay, next one. Okay. Next. Okay. I've got it. Now we may want to take the hold on now, because I'll need to give you a different socket. That is the cam tensioner. We need to take that off. I think it's yeah, hold on. I don't know if you can get on there with that. There we go. Use a wrench on that, hold on. 5/16. So this is the cam chain tensioner. Let me get that off for you. And then I'll show you how that works in a minute. And then knock it. Hold on.
I got it.
Hold it. Got a little. I'm going to just no. There you go. Popped it off. Okay. That looks all pretty clean in there. Nice. Now, will that cam chain come off now? This. Okay. It's very important all this goes back on exactly the same way. So. And there's the camshaft, and you can see it's got the the top dead centre marking on there and the two flats that line up with there. And the bearing surfaces, all bearings are nice, good. Valves. That barrel just pull off now. Oh no, got 4 head bolts there. Let's take those off. Okay, gun those off. And the next one, down here. Try not to transfer any dirt inside that head. Okay, go. That's it. Okay, there we go. Take the long box out. Yeah, careful. We don't want any dirt coming down in here.
That shook some dirt.
And then the head comes off. Just holding it. So holding it. Oh, there it goes. There it goes. Well, the top of that head didn't actually look that bad. And you've got to be careful that we don't lose these little tubes, these little oil seal tubes. See that one? That one's loose. Try not to get any dirt on this chain. Rid of the old cylinder head gasket. Okay, mind yourself. I'm going to tap this barrel off. Here it comes. Get the thumb on the piston, push the piston down and pull that out like that. Ooh, you got that? Now, which way round did that go? Oh, I see, that drops into that little thing there. Okay, so that lives in there like that. Okay, I see. And that one is the top one. Okay. Bit of piston scoring. Okay, out you come. Let's have a look at this. Okay, so make sure the cylinder head is perfectly flat and clean, which it's not. Got a nice piece of glass, and this is a very fine emery paper. It's like 1200. And I'm just going to, in a sort of figure of 8 motion. Could you just hold there and there, please? Very gently. We're not looking at taking any metal off, but we're looking at if there's a low spot. And if you look, there's a low spot just here, which could create us a leak. So I'm just going to try and blend that in as close as I can. Nice and slow is the answer, and making sure there's no grit that comes up on here to scratch. We're not looking at taking any metal, much metal off at all, just looking at just flattening it and cleaning it. Okay, so if you see now we've got a full seal all the way around. The reason we're doing it on glass is the flattest thing that I can get here. Now we've got no scratches, no deep scratches. So that's pretty good. That's good. I'm pleased with that. Okay. Let's use this whole valve stem to push the pin it and then lift up. Okay, yeah, look at the scoring on the piston there. So this piston's not in good condition. That's why it was burning oil. So a ring job wouldn't have done it, and also the okay, where are we? Zoom out. Okay, if you can see that the top ring is moving, but the oil ring is seized into its slot, so it's not doing anything at all. Look at that, it's seized in there, and the two oil rings on the back are seized. So yeah, this piston is complete toast. You can see the gloss has gone off it. There's deep scoring here. Yeah, so this is the problem. Okay. It's probably run low on oil at some point, and it's got overheated, or someone's just given it a good thrashing. That's okay. Ready? Okay, so I'm going to put a bit of oil in the conrod there. Oil on the gudgeon pin. Now the piston has marked with an in, so that's your inlet. I've already got one of the springs in. And, nicely oiled. Slide that in there. Into the piston. Find it. It's really important that you do make sure that you have got that clip in. It's in the slot. Okay. Yep, it's in there. Okay. Because if you haven't got the clip in properly and that moves, you're going to wreck the cylinder for sure. Sure I've got no contamination on that piston. Nice and clean. Paper gasket on.
Back door.
Okay, so that's that on. Be really careful as you get them over those little metal tubes. You don't tear it. It's all nice and neat. I'm going to put a bit of oil in the bore. Make sure that your ring spacing is all correct still. Is that in there? chain sits on this guide. And the guide drops in there. And on that little slot. Just like that. There you go, that's better. Put this back on. That's better. Okay, so that's now sitting in between the two tensioner guides. Now we get the cam. Make sure the cam's all nice and clean. It's going like that. Okay. You can do this up by hand for now. I want to turn it over and watch the valves and everything before I start tightening everything down. Okay, let's see what goes on here. That one. That one. Okay. Flashlight against it. Thank you. Drop dead center again. Now you've got two times the piston comes up to the top. One is when the two valves, one's just closing, the other one's just opening, and then the other one, which is right on the compression stroke, where both tappets are loose. So you've got to make sure you get it on the right cycle. And we've got it on the right cycle. We've got top dead center. I took a photograph of this because I wanted to make sure exactly. Now look at that. Now look what I've done. Yeah, that should be right. Okay, so the torque setting for the head of this is between 18 and 21 Newton meters. So I'm going to set it to 20 Newton meters, which is about 14.7 foot-pounds. So we're going to come in on here and just tighten these up a little bit. Bed it down evenly. Can you kill it? Two. click, 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 and we're done. Torqued up. Okay. Okay, you see that this tappet is loose, and this one's actually tight. So we undo the locking nut. Gosh, hold on. Like that. Okay, and we'll undo that one, do that one as well. Like that. Now, the gap is about 1/4 thou, so I'm going to go between the tappet there and the valve head and get it in. Okay, there you go. Tighten it up a bit until it's a nice slidey fit, and then I'm going to hold it with my huge spanner here, my huge wrench. I bet you haven't got one of these. I'm going to hold that in place, and then I'm going to tighten up the locking like that, and then feel it again, and it's just nice and squeaky. That's fine. In fact, if I get the 5 thou, that shouldn't go. This one shouldn't go in, which it doesn't. So that is perfect. Between 4 and 6 thou is not there. So there, perfect. So we'll do the same with the next one. This one, in underneath here. Just tighten that up until it goes squeaky squeaky. Hold it tight with that. And lock it off. Like that. Just recheck it. Should sort of grip the feeler gauge but slide easy. And you should get that little, it was a little loose actually, that one. Normally then what I do is just spin the engine over again. 1, 2, get it back up on the top dead centre, and then just check them again. That feels good. And this one, maybe a little loose. Yeah. So see how by turning the engine over, it changed. So that's now too loose. So we'll have to tighten that up. It's better to just spend a little bit of time on this to get it right. Because once you've got everything back together and the seats back in, this is be a real pain to do. So now's the time to get it right. And that feels good. Okay, so we'll clean the rocker cover up and get the rocker cover back on, and then we'll talk about the cam chain tensioning. Okay, so new gasket, it's all cleaned up, got that on there. There is a torque setting for this, but I don't worry about things like the rocker covers personally. Head gaskets are different. I always like to get the head gaskets heads on with the right torque. Okay, let's talk about chain tensioners. Let's walk over there. Okay, so this is the cam chain tensioner, and the way it works is if you get in there, there's a little screwdriver slot. Turn it clockwise, you can see you bring that up and it should come all the way up until it locks. It should lock like that, and then you put it in, and once you've put it in, you then get the screwdriver and just turn it a little bit anti-clockwise and it springs out, and then that is holding the correct tension on the cam belt or cam chain. Now if you try and push this in first, you can see you can't push that back, so you would have a lot more tension on than you need. So it's very important that you, before you fit this, you screw it all the way in by turning clockwise until it locks like that. Then we put the gasket on it and we'll screw that into place and then pop that out and it will fly forward and put the correct tension on the cam chain. Okay, let's get on with that. Get that tight and then plop, down it goes. Cover screw back on. Okay, so now we're going to get all the plastic covers back on and get the carburetor back on, get the exhaust manifold back on and carry on. Okay. So the easiest way of getting these muffler springs on, or any spring in tension, is get yourself a piece of rope and just hook it on it, and then just, you can get a lot of pressure on it, you pull it and you just pop it in. He says, can't see the hole, there you go, just like that. And the same with the bottom one. Trying to grip it with a pair of pliers and doing this is just so difficult. So just stretch it and pop it in. Easy as that. Okay, so the carburetor's back on, all the covers are back on, batteries connected, mufflers on. Before I put the seats in, I did fire it up and it started first crank, so, and it sounds pretty good. I'm really pleased, really pleased. Doesn't smoke at all now. The camo seat covers will be here on Tuesday, or so it's a couple of days, as will the new tyres. So project is pretty much finished. The old bore, I don't know whether you can see this, try and get some light up behind it. You can see it's really scored, as was the piston. You can see the line at the back there as well. So no wonder it was smoking. Glad we did it rather than have a catastrophic failure with it. So once the seat belts, once the seat covers are on, it'll all blend in and look great. I hope people have found this useful. Sterling's learned a lot over this project, so let's go and try it out. Okay, so the camo job is finished, the engine rebuild is finished, all the wiring modifications are finished. Camo seat belts, the camo seat covers are in, light bars all on, So, all done, ready to take it off-road. Doesn't smoke anymore, engine runs like a top. So really pleased. I'm going to put there's going to be an outtake at the end of this video. As I was putting the piston rings on, I had a hornet go down the back of my neck and stung me to bits. So I will put that in as an outtake. Some people may find it amusing, but other than that, everything else went well. So yeah, really pleased. Hope you found this helpful, and I'll catch you all guys soon. Thanks a lot. Bye. What you do is put a lot of oil on here, so that they're nicely oiled for when you put them on. Nice, clean, fresh oil. God damn it! Fuck!